One participant in my Purpose Alignment Lab workshop asked me a question that I wasn't expecting. He asked, Joyce, if having close social relationships is so important to living a good life, how do you do it? Because I'm not good at it, can you please include this topic in our future workshops? I stopped because, honestly, neither am I. I am an analytical person. I love planning things out, executing plans, and checking things off the list. Connecting deeply with people or talking to strangers doesn't come naturally to me. I have to work at it, and I'm still learning the rope. But here's what I come to understand. Not being naturally good at something is not a reason to opt out of it. It is a reason to be intentional about it. So today, I'm going to share what intentional relationship building look like in my own life. What has worked, what hasn't worked, and the 3 things that you can start doing right now. Research on human flourishing consistently shows that having close social relationships are the strongest predictors of having a healthy, good life. Not just happiness, not just mental health, but a life that feels meaningful, rich, satisfying, and worth living. Researchers such as Tyler Vanderwell identifies that close social relationship is one of the 6 core components of human flourishing. Not a bonus, not a nice to have, is foundational to a life of purpose and meaning. If you're sitting there wondering, oh, I'm not a people person, I prefer tasks over people, I want to challenge you today because this matters too much to leave it to autopilot. Let me share with you 4 things that I did recently, intentionally, deliberately, that built stronger connections. First, last week I met up with a former coworker and we walked the seawall together. 45 minutes walking together, there's no agenda, just chats, checking up on each other's lives and work and family. It cost us nothing other than the time, and it was so enriching. That was part of my highlight of that week. Second, a few weeks ago, I came across a lady who has an interesting profile in LinkedIn, and I realized that she has spent the last 14 years working in 13 countries. I find it fascinating, and she also switched from a corporate career to an entrepreneurial pursuit. I was so curious about her journey, and I looked her up and realized that she also lived in Squamish. So we arranged a coffee date. It took us a few weeks to get there, but we eventually met and we have a great time. And over that 1 hour, I learned so much about her and her diverse interests. And it's fascinating to have connected with her. I have one more friend here in Squamish. It uplifts me. Third, I met up with another former colleague and we have lunch at a sushi place. We call up with each other's lives, we share about what's happening, and she told me some personal challenges that she was going through. Well, I didn't offer any advice, I didn't solve her problems, I was just there to listen. And she felt somehow comforted because I was there to listen to her. I didn't solve anything, I just showed up and be a good listener. And that was enough. Fourth, 2 months ago, when I was in Toronto, I met up with a mentor of mine. He is the one to introduce me to project management about 30 years ago. We haven't met in 15 years. He is in his 70s now, a cancer survivor, but he is full of life and still going strong. He told me how he has lost 80 pounds and avoided a knee replacement surgery. Conversations with him are never boring, but none of them would have happened if I didn't pick up the phone and arrange that meeting. Here's what I want to notice in those 4 stories. None of them require anything extraordinary other than some lunch money. A walk, a coffee chat, a lunch, or a phone call. What they all require is one decision to reach out. In this busy world with endless distractions, both online and offline, taking time to sit down with someone and carve out that 1 hour to chat seems like a luxury, but I call it a regular practice. Let's make it so. Let's look at the 3 things that you can practically do to build stronger relationships. Number 1 is quality over quantity. We live in a world that rewards more. More followers, more views, more subscribers, more likes. I understand that because I'm building a platform too. But online reach and deep relationships are not the same thing. Instead of counting followers, start a conversation with one person. Be open, be curious. Don't make it transactional. You're not reaching out because you need someone's reference letter or a recommendation. You are reaching out to say, "Hey, how you doing? I'm thinking of you today." And then do something together, or just take a break and have coffee, or doing some walks during lunchtime. The presence really matters. Number 2 is practicing Wu Wei. This is a Chinese term that refers to flow and not to force anything. Based on Taoism, Wu Wei means do nothing, just follow the flow. Wu Wei means effortless action or non-forcing action. As Bruce Lee said, be water. You are going with the flow. You are not forging your way to the opposite direction in a raging river. Just let it flow naturally. No need to push forward with blunt force. No need to fight against the current. What does Wu Wei looks like in a relationship? It means you don't have to engineer a conversation. You don't have to show up with a list of talking points. You just need to show up. Take a deep breath. Notice your surroundings and pay attention to what's happening around you and the people that are there. Some of the most meaningful moments come about during times when we can slow down long enough to notice somebody walking by and say hello and how's your day. Number 3 is practicing gratitude out loud using words toward people. Gratitude is a relationship bridge rather than just a feeling. Start by paying attention. What is actually happening around you? Who helped you today? What has shifted because of someone's help? Then tell that person, use words, describe what the impact they have made, or how did they make your life easier. That's the part most people skip. Not just a thumbs up emoji. Use words to acknowledge them. When we do that, there is power in the acknowledgement and the gratitude that we share with the other person. We create a natural bond, and relationship goes deeper. It builds understanding and the connection that neither of you will forget because of the feelings that it left behind. In the next few minutes, I want to share with you 2 cautionary tales. It is about flipping things around because I have been at the receiving end seeing how relationship building doesn't work. These examples show us something powerful. Example 1. I was sitting in that interview panel. He was a candidate with pretty good skills. However, we picked someone else for the job instead. As part of the standard procedure, HR emailed the candidate about the hiring decision. It was a polite rejection. And somehow, this person got hold of my email address and he sent me 2 unsolicited emails. He asked whether there are other positions available. I want to be fair to him. The fact that he reached out showed that he is very respectful of what we can offer. He might be very anxious as well. Rather than building connections, the result was the opposite. I felt crowded, uncomfortable, and just a little too much. The relationship ended before it get a chance to grow. Example number 2. I booked a call with a business consultant through a government agency. He arrived 5 minutes late to our 30 minutes call. He spent the first 10 minutes explaining how many great programs they have for their youths under 29. I am over 60. And he know nothing about me. He didn't read my bios, and he know nothing about my business, even though I have filled them all in during the intake process. For the remainder of the call, the time just evaporated. 30 minutes just was gone like this, and I went away frustrated with nothing substantial in my hand. 3 weeks later, he sent a follow-up email, unformatted, very dense, with 9 points, including 2 broken links. And then at the end, he asked me for a big favor. He said, "Please click this link and send in your review." Until today, I still haven't replied him. And here's the pattern I want you to see. Relationship breaks down when it becomes one-sided or driven by what we need from the other person rather than driven by our genuine interest in them. This is the exact opposite to Wu Wei, that is pushing against the current. Now I want to circle back to the participant who initially asked the question about building strong relationships. He said, "I'm not good at it." And I said, "Neither am I, and I keep trying." The goal is not to become a social butterfly overnight. The goal is to cultivate deep, meaningful relationships. And to do that through small, consistent, intentional acts of reaching out. Here's your challenge for tomorrow. Think of one person you mean to connect with. Send them a message. Call them up and ask them how they are doing. Or book a call with them and send them a lunch invite. What is the one thing you can do today or tomorrow to build a stronger relationship? Leave your answer in the comments. I love to see it.